Hello, everyone. I'm excited to have my client Maggie with me here today. Maggie is a mom, and actually a mom to a 6-month-old. So she actually birthed Jackson pretty much right as we started the masterminds, right as we started the program, which was pretty fun, pretty amazing. But Maggie is also a coach. She's a business coach for moms. And I think predominantly moms of all ages, but moms with small kids who also want to have a business, right? They want to have that balance of both. And without a lot of the overwhelm that can come with trying to juggle being a mom and running a business. And I'm super excited to have Maggie with me here today. So I think it's really beautiful and amazing to showcase a mom who is doing that, right? Because I think so often, Maggie can speak to this probably better than I can, but moms just don't think they can have it all, right? They don't think that they can have the business and do the momming. So Maggie, tell them first a little bit, like, if there's a mom out there listening, what would you want her to know?
Ooh, I feel like there's so much that I could say, but if I had to like sum it all up in like one little package, just like invest in yourself. Like if you're thinking about it, just do it and figure it out, right? Like it's hard being a mom and it's hard owning a business. So you kind of have to choose your hard, but like they can come together and you can create exactly what you want to create in your business, as well as being present for your family, and caring for your kids or all that stuff. So I feel like if you're thinking about it, just go do it.
Yeah, I love that. And so I'm going to back up for a second, because Maggie is like a perfect example of a mom who didn't let being a mom stop her, right? So just so you guys know, Maggie, before she was a coach, she owned a yoga studio. So Maggie and I are like, very, what's the word? Symbiotic. Like we connect well. And she also, before that, while she had her yoga studio, before her yoga studio, she actually also owned a photography business. And she had built both of those up to be very successful, and has 2 children. So the son I just mentioned, Jackson, who was just born, 6 months ago, Maggie? She also has how old's Maiden now? 4? 3, 4?
Yep,
4. So like she's done all of this. She's run these businesses. So she does know how to really do it while she birthed the business, while she birthed a child. Really, literally simultaneously, actually.
Yeah, literally at the same time.
So if you're just...
What's a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie, like it was hard. But if you put your mind to it and a little bit of mindset and I don't know, a little bit of magic, everything will come together.
Yeah, I love that. And she's such a beautiful example of really what is possible. So Maggie, tell them a little bit about when you started. Where were you at other than birthing a child? Where were you at? And then tell them a little bit about what your journey's been like. So where are you right now? Like, how has it evolved? How's it shifted?
Yeah. So I feel like over the course of the last 6 months, which feels crazy that it's been 6 months.
It went really fast, huh?
Yeah, it went really fast. And I don't just say that because I now have 2 kids. Like I just feel like, how can this amount of time pass? But I feel like, so when I started, I felt like I was kind of maybe a little still lost in some stuff and just not super sure of like what I was building and if it was the right thing. And, I'd spent the better part of 2021, building and growing this coaching business. And I was like, still a little like wavering. And then we started the coaching program. And I mean, I think the biggest takeaway for me from this coaching program has been the morning abundance practice. So like I had been doing writing thoughts on purpose and that, but the morning abundance stuff just encompassed so much more for me to really dive into on like a deeper level for myself that it was like, oh, wow. You know, it showed me that like I was getting stuff done and, you know, like I could control some of my thoughts and keep them out of that, like, oh, what if, I don't know if this is going great. And, you know, keep them in this like belief state where even though I didn't really have a ton of like proof that, you know, this was working, like I still was able to keep my mind in that, like, keep going, you're doing great, like you're on this path, you're not, you can't see the end, so just take one step at a time to move forward.
I love that. Would you say that because of that abundance practice and the belief work that your confidence has grown?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I feel so much more like confident in just speaking to people, you know, speaking to potential clients, speaking with my clients, you know, and just being able to help them grow. Like this program has helped me grow, so I can then in turn help my clients grow.
Ooh, I love that. So tell me a little bit, like, this I didn't tell Maggie before we started, but I'm going to throw it on her anyway. So tell them a little bit about how has it helped you grow personally? Actually, interesting. I had another client, Sarah, on the other day, and that's like for her was one of the biggest shifts personally. So I'm actually realizing that the side effects are sometimes equally as powerful.
Yeah.
So what would you say is like, if we had to pick one side effect, like personally?
I mean, I feel like I'm a little bit calmer, and like the chaos of having 2 kids isn't, I mean, it's still a lot, but it doesn't, like, I thought it would throw me for more of a loop, and it has not. So, which I feel like that's huge one.
That is incredible.
Yeah.
I remember when I had my second, literally everything threw me. Granted, I didn't have any of this work back then, but God, I wish I did.
Right. Yeah. I feel like I'm able to diffuse the 4-year-old crazy maybe a little bit better, or maybe keep myself calmer to help her keep herself calmer.
Man, that's like worth everything.
Yeah, I know. So, you know, having that tool is so awesome. And then, you know, being able to help my clients like with that same thing to
so
like
good.
help them tap into that. Like that's it, like you can't put a dollar amount on that.
No, I would agree. Actually, it's interesting you say that, because when I started getting into the coaching like world and I started really diving deep into doing the work, practicing it on myself, I don't know if I've shared this with you before, Maggie, but like I used to have horrible anxiety. And so I was like always kind of yelling a lot. And I'll never forget, and my daughter's sitting over there, so she's gonna probably start making faces. But I remember when she said, "You don't yell as much anymore." I think it was her. It was either her or my son. One of them said that. And I was like, okay. If that's the only thing I ever get from all this, that is great.
Yeah. And I feel like as a parent, that's like, I don't want to yell at my children.
Right? I would think none of us want
does.
to.
Right. Yeah. So that has just been so helpful. You know, like one of those side effects that's like, oh, wow, I didn't realize it was going to do. I didn't realize this could do that. Like, I got to tell the world about this. Holy cow.
Yeah, I love that. That is really, so good. So what would you say is like, if you had to pick one, what would be right now your biggest either shift or takeaway?
Oh, I feel like I had a powerful shift of like stepping into my power. So like into that, like I've stepped into a place where it's like, yes, I know this is what I'm meant to do. I know these are the people that I'm meant to serve. And, you know, it felt kind of like the first few times that I taught a yoga class, like I stood up and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And then I started doing it and I'm like, no, this feels really right. And I really love this. So I'm going to keep doing it. So I would say that, you know, like being able to step into my power with this has been so awesome.
Ooh, I love that, because that's so much of what you're helping your moms do too.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Is step into their power, both as a mom, but also as now a business owner.
Right. Yeah. And the ability to like handle both, you know, and not feel
juggling
like
act.
right. Yeah.
Oh, that is so good. So Maggie, like if someone right now is like, oh, it's a really big investment. And I know you can relate to this because I remember when we first started, you were like, oh, it's a really big investment, right? Hey, I've had the same thoughts before. Not my program, with other programs. Like what helped you like kind of get over that? So you did take that and you did take that leap of faith and invest. And I guess what I'm getting at is like, what would you want someone to know, right? That helped you, that might help them if they're like, oh, I really want to do this, but I don't know if I can do that right now.
Yeah. So I think just knowing that an investment in yourself is an investment in your business. And it's just like if someone would come to me and invest in my business, right? Like I want them to have more, you know, like a huge value. So, you know, when you invest in yourself, you're like growing that value so that that investment will then grow so that more people will be attracted to you. So it's just like, I don't know if that's the butterfly effect or not, but like, you know, I feel like what you sow will grow. So when you plant the seeds, when you water it, when you know, put money into your business, into yourself, that is only going to help you grow.
Oh my God, I 100% agree. It's really interesting because I was having this conversation, I don't know if it was with our group or the other group, but about how money flows, right? It's energy and it flows. And I know personally in my life, I've seen that every time I invest, it's like, actually, ironically, the higher I invest, the more it flows.
Yeah.
And it's like in the beginning, I was terrified of that, right? And I was like holding on, gripping tight. And that gripping tight actually made it harder for it to flow. And the second one, I was like, oh, fuck it, you know, is like when it started to. So I think that's really interesting because I think what you just said is there's so much truth in it, right? That investment in yourself, right? It creates like a little bit of safety, I think, which then allows other people to feel safe to invest in you. Anyway, it's really amazing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think, you know, like once you put the money on the table and invest in yourself, like now that's another like accountability spot, right? Like, you know, it's not just another free thing. Like, oh, I'll get to it later. Like, no, I've committed to this and now I'm going to put my effort here. So I think that also
so true, right? It's like, okay, now 2 feet are in.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like it makes it easier to be accountable to yourself, which I also feel like I leveled up my accountability to myself in this mastermind too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I can see that 100%. So anything else you would want people to know that we haven't talked about yet about like, you know, anything like nerves or anything you had going in that like, just to like let them know, like that's obviously, I tell people all the time, it's super normal, but like from another person's perspective.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like I was definitely a little nervous going in just because it's different, right? Like I'd never done a group training or a group mastermind before. So it was like, oh, am I going to get along with these people? Is it going to be huge? Is it going to be small? You know, just kind of that like first day of school vibes kind of a thing.
So true.
And you know, like really, it was kind of funny because I'm like, well, it can't be any worse than the first day of school. And I never really had like a bad first day of school, right? So I was like, I've always been able to make friends, so I'll be fine, you know, like, yeah, I don't know. So I would say if people are thinking about it, if they're on the fence, like it's such a fun group. It's so much fun to see and then celebrate other people's wins. And that like, I feel like that just kind of piles up and like, I always leave the coaching calls just feeling amazing and like on fire. And it's like, okay, now I'm going to go tackle all of this stuff. that I know I have to do. And I just feel so like awesome knowing that I have the support. I have a whole system of people and things and tools that I can, that are at my fingertips to, just really be able to tap into and grow.
Yeah. I love that. I agree. I leave every single call like I am the luckiest person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like really. I mean, it's like people are like, come on, Rachel. I'm like, no, really, that's how I really feel. Like, it's so fun. It's like I get to hang out with like some of my best friends for like it's, virtually hanging out with them, but
Right.
Anyways, I think it's super fun.
Yeah.
That's the best thing.
Right.
So Maggie, if a mom's listening right now and she's like, okay, Rachel's program sounds great, but not really, I want one-on-one, or, I really, maybe she's not a coach, right? That's pretty much who I help. And she has a business, or she wants to get a business started. How would they find you?
So you can find me all over socials at Maggie Lynn Creative, or my website is MaggieLynnOlsen.com.
And I'm just going to do a shout out. Follow Maggie on Instagram because her reels are really funny. They're really good. I
have so much fun making them. And I feel like that is like, if you're going to make reels, have fun doing it. And
I agree.
That's all you need to do. Like, you can do all the things and put all the things that people tell you to do in them, but really just go and have fun. It makes it so much easier.
I'm going to second that. I had a lot of resistance to them. I just started again to play around because I was like trying to make them like professional, I guess. And clearly anyone who knows me, like that's just not, not that I'm not professional, but like I'm messy, like that's the beauty of it, right? You just do it, you do it messy and you learn from it. And the last one I did was like so easy. It took me like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so, I know.
Boom.
Yes.
That's the way it should be. Anyone who's like a reels person right now is probably like, oh God. Anyway, but whatever. That's not me. That's not what I teach. So yeah.
Right.
You want that? Go find Christina. She's from our group.
Yes. Yep.
Well, Maggie, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day. And I know those little people behind you are probably waiting for you. So
yep. Eating supper back there.
Eating supper. So thanks so much, everyone. Go find Maggie, follow her. I think she's also coming up on my podcast soon. Maggie and I did an episode. Not sure when it's going to air, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty soon. So you can learn more about Maggie and her business there. And if you're thinking about joining the Live Your Dharma program, now is a really great time to join. We're enrolling now. And just to Maggie's point, I do keep the groups pretty small because I want to make sure everyone gets plenty of attention, plenty of love, plenty of support. And everyone have a good night.
Bye.